afternoon. It would be nice. That'd be cool if we had a day show. Then it would actually fit more. But yeah, welcome to another episode of Business Party Podcast, and we have on Dave Bondy again. Hell yeah, good to have you on again. How have you? How have you been? How have things been?
I was watching the podcast while I had it up. I had a delay going on. Sorry. I was sharing this out with all of my followers. So yeah, good to see you again.
Sweet, thank you.
Yeah,
we had a
what
great
have you
time
been
with
doing
you.
since we did have
Sorry,
a great
good.
time with you?
Yes.
But what have you been doing since the last time we interrupted your evening?
When did we talk?
Ooh.
May.
Summer?
Yeah, that was
May, June.
May, June.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, good 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, just been doing a lot of the same things. A lot of good investigation story I've done. This Friday, it's very interesting. Friday, I am moderating an event in Saginaw, Michigan with Tulsi Gabbard, the Democrat. She left the Democratic Party, sitting down at a town hall event in Saginaw, Michigan. So if anyone has any questions for me to ask her, she's not campaigning for anything, but she's making the round. So I wonder what's going on.
I'm hearing that she might possibly try to run with VP with J or RFK.
You could see that.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask her that because
yeah,
isn't RFK announcing soon officially
to be independent? Yeah.
Apparently, it's supposed to happen on the 6th. So by Friday.
Okay.
That's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We had a big story in Michigan. You are all in Kansas, and where are you at again?
North Carolina.
Kansas.
Yeah. And I'm in Indiana. Yep.
And this affects your areas as well, but a sheriff in Oakland County, Michigan, right outside of Detroit, they're having a string of burglaries from gangs from South America.
Yeah.
In Metro Detroit. I had a TikTok, they got 1 million views on that. And the sheriff came out and said it, that they entered the country illegally from South America and breaking into homes. They think they're squatting in apartments or whatever. And a lot of people are attacking me saying, oh, the sheriff is just getting political and lying. I'm like, and now I'm hearing it's happening in other areas. But what do you expect when you have 6 million random new people in the country?
Right, exactly. That's what whenever I was hearing about all this stuff happening in Philly, and all the illegal crossings and everything else, and people just like disregarding the law. I've been waiting for land seizures and like house takeovers to start happening, and not by the government. I'm talking about by groups of people. You know what I'm saying? Like what might be happening in Michigan, kind of like if that's gangs of people from like South America, you take 15 people, you can take a fucking building and hold it down if you have the right kind of people and a good amount of ammo. I mean,
hell, yeah, that's happened. Day random people are squatting and taking over homes and
well,
that's the new law in Illinois, right? You can't go after anybody until 72 hours or 48 hours, and somebody could just come into your house and just sit there and just take over your own stuff, and then there's nothing you can do about it because squatters' rights. The purge that's going on,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, we are living in one of the wildest times I think ever. I
know,
don't,
especially because I actually did a mustache. It is really wild because I've never done this, and I feel like I have the porn star mustache or whatever now. And thank you. I'm trying. I've never done it in my life, so I'm like, I got to do it once. And then I always see Ross do it on Drinking Bros, and I'm like, all right. And now Alvin has had his forever, but he's got the curly Q classic. He's got the real man's mustache. I don't think I'm gonna do that.
Looks good.
It looks good on you. On me, I'd look like I belong on a board somewhere.
I thought about doing the
post office.
Thought about doing the handlebars, bringing the handlebars after a while. Try that out.
You should. Like that. You look like one of the Orange County choppers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think it looked that good on me.
Nah.
But yeah, I mean, the time we're living in, they're just, we got Matt Gates, not Matt Gates, Kevin McCarthy is ousted. You've got Jamal, whatever his name is, Bowman, not being able to read. Like, this is why we, I think, as a collective, hate all of them. We hate all of them because they're just liars. Like you can't read a sign that literally says one fire alarm. If you can't read a little red box that says fire alarm and you think that's how you get in, meanwhile you've been there how long? And then there's a big sign.
The guy used to be a principal or something at a school. I'm sure he knows what a fire alarm looks
exactly.
like.
It's a 2-step process. You literally have to like pull the white thing, whatever first, like the up thing to be able to pull it. It's like come on.
And on the door, it's a fire exit door. So it says push, hold for 3 seconds, and then the alarm will go off. So he knew what he was doing. Like, come on. And then you give that excuse like, well, I was just in a rush to vote, guys. I was so excited. I'm going to vote. Yes, because I've been so excited before I pulled an alarm.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been excited I pulled something else. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. Wow, that got nothing.
Dude, we need a cricket. We need a crickets on one of your boards because baby, some stinkers. I'm sorry.
It's like hey, but you miss 100% of the chances you don't take. So I understand. He still puts it out. He tries, but
I swing for the fences. I don't care. I'm like Babe Ruth. It'll connect.
You'll point it out. Point it out.
Yeah, but has there been any other crazy, like along those lines, like with the immigration problem we know that is happening? Has there been any other stories that stick out to you that have happened besides that one kind of in Michigan?
I mean, just up here locally, I had a story that I really grew on social from it, but there was a woman in the store, in a thrift store with her son. A worker in the thrift store grabbed her son, took the kid in the bathroom, basically tried to kidnap the kid. And I interviewed the mom on my podcast, and it turns out the guy they arrested, he had done the same thing 2 years ago, and he got out with no jail time on that. And then he was arrested for doing the same thing. So because of the interview I did, it went viral. They ended up upping the charges to felonies. So that was a big deal locally, and it was because of the outrage. Originally, they only charged the guy with misdemeanors for grabbing a kid and dragging the girl in the bathroom. So that was a big one for me. That story. And that's the exception. I try not to scare people. That doesn't happen all the time. Right, and that's why I left the media as well, because I didn't like every time we did like a child luring story, it almost always turned out to be a nice old man waving at a kid.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
People aren't trying to kidnap your kids on every corner, but the sad thing is it is happening. But the bad thing is the prosecutors and the judges, it seems like they're not holding people accountable.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the main problems personally. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a huge problem in LA County. They just did away with cash bail because they are saying because it affects minorities the most.
Well, it's like they were doing that in Chicago or Illinois, isn't it? Illinois total or just certain areas? Okay,
New York is too. New York's the same thing. But you notice these and it's funny because people will tell you like Jamal Bowman and Thomas Massey had a fight on the in Congress about how states with the lax gun laws are the states with the highest crime. And you go, no. What happens is they take a gun crime in these Democratic run states and they lower the charge. And so now it becomes from a gun charge now to like a seatbelt ticket. You know what I mean? So of course it's going to look like it's a lot less worse than when somebody who's in a state that's a constitutional carry and they actually hold your feet to the fire and hold you accountable for what you do. Now you start to get the statistics to skew a little bit one way when they're just dropping the charges for everybody else. I mean, look with Jamal Bowman, like he literally is doing what the people from January 6th are in jail for. He postponed a congressional vote. That's exactly what he did. They're saying.
Yeah.
And he's already out. He's already out. He didn't, really get arrested or anything like that. So you have people in jail for 2-3 years now for doing the exact same thing that he did.
Right.
What was it? Disrupting an official proceeding is what it was.
Well, it's different whenever these days, no matter, like it just seemingly seems that way.
Was he arrested or charged with anything? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. Okay.
No, I think they took him in for questioning, but that was about it.
If Marjorie Taylor Greene would have done it, she'd be in handcuffs probably.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? They would have had a perp walk, everything. It would have been a 5 a.m. FBI raid.
Be entertaining.
They tell her to leave her weights at home.
Lauren Boebert was vaping in a theater, and she got in more trouble than.
I gotta say, Boobert, jeez.
You think that could be advantage? He's like, oh, I'm with Lauren Boebert. Let's do this. He was just taking full advantage of it. But, I was just vaping in a theater, and they threw us out. Yeah, I don't think the closed circuit TV caught the vaping. I'm sorry, Lauren. I don't think it was.
So,
oh God, it's like 13-year-olds in a movie theater.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on old McCarthy getting booted out?
Interesting. It from afar, it just makes it seem like it's pure chaos. Really, the person who's not really politically involved, even independents I've talked to, they're just like it's just chaos. And a lot of them are like, I'm done with all the clowns. That, like you said, they're done with it. But so who's next? Jim Jordan. Trump's name was brought up. That one's not going to happen.
Scalise.
Yeah.
But I think the main guy that's probably going to get most of the votes would be Jim Jordan, and I hope that he gets it. I wanted him before McCarthy, but he was backing McCarthy, and I like Jim Jordan quite a bit because he's very, let's say, based, very freedom oriented, really wants smaller government and things to go through as one page bills, blah, blah, blah. But the one thing that he needs to not do is do not put that kill pill in there, like how McCarthy did. I'm sorry, but like, dude, it just be McCarthy did do some decent stuff. He still at least was trying to do some shit. But the fact that you're gonna put something in there that says that one person's gonna throw a temper tantrum over a little bit after a little while, and then get you out after like fucking 8 or 9 months, whatever, 10 months now, like, come on, we shouldn't really be doing that. I mean, he didn't do that bad of a job to get ousted, like, in my opinion. And also it sets precedence, and the first time that this has actually been done in our history. There was only one other vote, and it was 190 something to 150 something, and the guy stayed in.
Someone told me Matt Gaetz. Is it Beavis or Butthead? He looks like one of them. I think.
Beavis.
Beavis. Okay, that is Beavis. Listen, I thought you were going to say Jim Jordan needs to stay away from wrestling matches, is what I thought you were going to say.
No, him and Abraham Lincoln, they would have been fucking wrestling. Abe Lincoln was a wrestler too, besides Jim Jordan, which was
he really?
Yeah, Abe Lincoln was like a champion wrestler and shit. You could
what was he? He was like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, he's a big ass dude.
Holy shit! Could you imagine watching him wrestle? That would be What did he wrestle at? 110? Jesus, he was skinny.
But nonetheless, Scalise would be okay, but I want like Thomas Massey, even Chip Roy. Yeah. I like both of them quite a bit. There's very few people at all in the government that I like at all whatsoever, and it's really Thomas Massey, Chip Roy, and
Chip Roy is my favorite though, because Chip Roy gets really animated. Thomas Massey is just like a quiet mouse. So he's like, I think
he's a nerd. He's an MIT guy.
Just do this. I think we can do. Oh, come on, man, help me with my bill. It's okay. It's gonna be all right. I swear.
But have you seen the videos of his home, like his homestead, and what he's done with like solar panels and like he has a sustainable.
He's
home.
A super smart dude. Very smart guy.
Grid.
Yeah, like it's yeah. Oh. No, I like Thomas Massey. To I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I know that they have Patrick McHenry in there from North Carolina as interim, and he booted Nancy Pelosi from her office.
Yeah, which is funny.
I didn't know about that. I just found out about that Nancy Pelosi was still in her office the entire time.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
That cuckold McCarthy was sitting in his office. Like, come on. Like, really? You're just going to leave her there?
I'm surprised I'm surprised they didn't kick her out whenever he first got in.
Yeah.
Of course not, because they're all in the same team.
Yeah, no, that's true. We know the uniparty.
Yeah, they don't care. He literally had to bribe everybody. Like, that's how he got in. He bribed. Listen, okay, if I mess up one time, you can vote me out. Okay, you promise? You deal? And that's how he got in.
Well, you saw, like, even during that whole ordeal, how McCarthy and Gaetz had, like, that exchange that they were going back and forth. And then some other dudes started yelling at Matt Gaetz. And he had to get, like, physically pulled away from him, where it looked like they like grabbed him by his face and like pulled him back. So yeah, but apparently with the whole Nancy Pelosi thing, like there's like a secret like wing or whatever. It's like the secret corner where people are allowed to have offices, and it's part of the decorum that old speakers of the House, if they're still in Congress or whatever, are allowed to have their offices still in that wing. And the guy's like, no, get the heck out. So that has been the precedent. So that's what she was complaining about to NPR. She's like, oh, well, that's not very nice. So I don't know. Whatever.
It's entertaining.
But it wasn't just Nancy Pelosi that got kicked out of her office. It was a few other people too. It was Rep. Steny Hoyer from Maryland. He was the former House Majority Leader. He was also asked to leave the Capitol office space. So
it's just every day is entertainment. It's just, I tell you, I don't know.
It's definitely a telenovela, that's for sure.
Going back, I want to ask RFK. He announces, who does he hurt more? Trump, Biden? Does he take votes from both?
He probably takes.
What mix? What's going to happen with that?
I almost kind of think a little bit more from
Trump. I would think Trump.
From more like the middle and Trump in ways. Yeah. Maybe someone on Democrats that are sick, that are actually waking up a little bit more, because he's not taking liberal votes. He's definitely not taking those.
Will it even matter? I mean,
if anything, it just all depends on how his campaign would be.
10%?
Whether he, maybe somewhere around there. He could possibly get a little more depending on his campaign, how strong it is, because he still has to answer to a few questions, like how he wanted the Koch brothers locked up for being climate deniers, and and he's not really for the Second Amendment. He'll be happy to sign away the assault weapons if a bill gets put on his desk, which I'm not for.
You do have to say that he did go back on his Second Amendment stance, though, too.
A little bit, until after I found that interview. I think it was like it was because that interview was not too long ago. It was on some podcast, but he needs to be asked again. Like that's the whole reason why we like these debates. And I'm tired of people not being able to be on the debate stage, like especially libertarians or other people that either don't get a certain percentage of these polls and whatever else that aren't allowed to be on there, or like RFK, who knows if he's even going to really be able to totally debate good against like Republicans and Democrats. Like we need to hear all these motherfuckers that really want to do this,
They won't let them. And well, definitely the Democratic Party, they would never let him debate. And if it is Trump Biden, will Biden even debate Trump? No, he's not going to debate Trump.
I don't think so either. If it does happen, there will be one, maybe two, but I think one. It might be one before the election.
They can't. He can't. There will be no possible way that they will let Joe Biden out there by himself on a stage answering questions. There's even with an earpiece in, he will not. He just walks away.
If it comes down to the end, they may be like dial it up. Hey, Hunter. Come on, man. Some of that pure stuff that you can find. Get your dad all jacked up and let's have a crazy debate.
Oh, no, you see him on some of the times. He just had like a ton of like vitamin B12 shots and maybe a bump of cocaine. You're like, oh, he's on it today.
At least
little jog.
I mean, come on, how many times has he been back to his old Scranton place and whatever else? So that we know he's been up and down. So he's had to have been on some sort of like dementia drugs or whatever else. Well, I'm sorry, they have to have him on something somewhere.
That's another thing is like they had a trunk tracker every time he went to Bedminster or Mar-a-Lago. Biden goes back to Delaware every single weekend, every holiday, every weekend. He's back in Delaware, and not a word, not a peep from the
it's got to be somewhere around 30% or maybe under that he spent on vacation out of the White House. I know it's over a quarter or something like that.
The media, you're right. With Trump, CNN would have a little banner on the left or the right and track it. It's a double standard, and that's what they are.
Well, I said it's so funny because these people who are on the left are fighting so hard for Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, and then you turn around and they go, old white men rule this place, old white men, and you go, you're fighting for two old white men, one to get off a gun charge. Do you not see the hypocrisy in what you? And they keep calling him a kid, like, dude, he's 50.
Oh,
grown ass
you
man.
know, Mike.
And you're
You
calling
know,
Joe
my
Biden's
gripe with
kid.
How
that
old
is
is he 50? Is
he's
he in
like
his
At least.
53.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was the thing that weirded me out the most was that when the Hunter Biden story first came out, but prior to the 2020 election, the way in which the media talked about Hunter Biden, you would have thought he was a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah.
You know, like I
Right.
thought like he was maybe like, I don't know, maybe in his his late 20s, maybe early 30s, something like that. But I was like, 52? What do you mean? The guy's a grown ass man. He's got an adult kid. Like,
Right.
what
Do you remember the
talking
grotesque?
about?
Do you remember the
And they try
grotesque
to
thing?
talk about oh yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry, go no. They talk about what?
No, they would talk about Barron.
That's
Like
you
he's
just
supposed to
yep.
know, like
That
the kid was like
God,
14.
that kid's 8 feet tall. And that kid's huge.
He's
Yeah,
like
he
a
is.
baby giraffe, man. He
Yeah.
doesn't
How
know
old
how
is
his
he, like,
arms move.
Is he 20, or is he 18?
No,
I don't know. How old.
he's like
no, he's not.
17
He's
or
like,
18.
he's
Yeah.
yeah, 16,
Yeah.
17.
Damn.
And the grotesque things that they were calling for Barron, to go to jail and stuff like that. Meanwhile, you have Hunter
Peter
Biden with
Fonda
that's
was
who it was.
disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's who it was.
Saying
I
that
mean-
he needed to be put up in a cage or something. Gross.
I brought up the other day with someone, they labeled an organization as, right wing or right. You never hear the media will say, well, that the left wing organization. It's the subtle
Right.
thing. When I was working in television news, that I would always change scripts or do things, and a lot of people didn't like that. But it's really subtle how they do things. And I mean, I think more people are waking up, hopefully. Because I continue to I see the ratings from local news, and they continue to go down. Fox News, well, ever since Tucker left, their ratings have plummeted.
Well, I mean,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
funny you should say that. I just saw this pop up on Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter. I'm not calling it X. But this says,
Yeah, I'm
rage
never
deep
calling
blue
it X.
Chicago residents take over city forum, heckling Democratic mayor for trying to set up colony of immigrants in the middle of a city. You work
Wow.
for us.
Oh wait, hold on. Isn't this the same? Isn't Chicago the same? Is it in Chicago that they wanted to make their own like government run grocery store?
Oh, I don't know. I hope not.
Yes.
Now, my question: look at all these people here, and most of them probably voted for Biden.
Yeah.
Do you think that they are waking up? People in New York, Chicago, are there going to be some votes changed right here? I don't know if they would go for Trump though, but
Right.
They'd probably go for RFK though.
Is it hitting them? It like
Possibly.
literally in their own neighborhood? Or are they just gonna? I don't know.
But here's the thing: they'll do it now, but Biden will get up there. He'll promise them this. He'll promise them that. He'll promise them
Well, hold on.
everything
Do you think
under the
Biden's
sun.
do you think Biden's going to be able to run? Do you think he's going to be running?
Listen, they're going to put him up like weekend Bernie's.
I don't think he's going to be able to run.
How long did they put Dianne Feinstein in a corner for us?
I know,
to not
but
see
I
her?
mean, if any, I
Right.
mean, they could possibly try, but he's going to be dead or like in 6 months after he gets elected if he does
I know.
win or whatever. I don't.
Our governor in Michigan, Governor Whitmer, she wants it bad. She wants to run.
Well, I
She
see
wants-
Newsom too.
Newsom and Whitmer, they
What
want to
about
run.
Michelle Obama? I know that she always says she doesn't want to, but her name has been tossed out there quite a bit lately.
I would say she would win,
I
probably
think she would win.
in a landslide. Probably.
Yeah, I know, and it would, dude. It'd be a dark day in America because she hates America. Like, I
Listen,
mean,
I've
I
never
have-
been proud of that. I wait. It did first. What did she say? What was her quote about being the moment that Barack got elected as president was the only time that she was proud to
proud
be
of
an
Amer-
American.
yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it that was her quote? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just want to get Dave's take on this story because I mean,
Yeah.
it's a little chilling, but sometimes things happen.
Oh, wait,
Which one? What do we got?
Oklahoma woman riding on a lawnmower struck and killed by wing of small airplane.
What the? That's all right.
Oh,
A broken bow Oklahoma woman was killed Friday after she was struck in the head by a wing of a small airplane while she was riding lawnmower next to an airport runway. 27-year-old Samantha Hayes died at a Broken Bow Municipal Airport located 185 miles southwest of Oklahoma City. I mean, you want to talk about...
It's some Final Destination shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, we have something else to look forward. You know how many times I can't drive behind logs?
Like, can you imagine?
I know.
Yeah.
My wife will not. I can't do that. I go around.
Yeah, I should go around. Hurry, get out of the. Yeah.
I mean,
Did you imagine
has,
that?
Like a timber or a pole or something sticking out of the bed of their truck or whatever.
Like, my wife died. How? Hit by a wing of a plane? What the?
I shouldn't laugh.
I know,
but
I shouldn't. But man, it's so
what
rare.
happened to the plane though?
Yeah, like what? How did that happen?
People on the plane.
According to the incident,
or maybe something.
A Bonanza A36 piloted by James Baxter was coming in for a landing and spotted Hayes after touching down on the runway. Baxter told investigators he tried to pull the single-engine aircraft up so that he could fly over her, but so he was coming down and she was mowing the lawn at the airport.
Oh.
We're investigating whether any charges could be filed against the pilot. Highway Patrolman Sarah Budd told, did the pilot do anything wrong or just, I mean, I don't, what, don't mow the lawn so close to an airplane? I don't know what you do.
Right.
Like,
I mean, I know there's a lot of little runways, like where we live, about a couple miles, there's like a runway in the middle of a field or something, but
that's crazy.
But I mean, you're just sitting there mowing the lawn, and next thing you know, you're just like, what am I doing at the pearly gates? What? That just gives me an excuse not to mow the lawn anymore.
You think that you think that he would have called in and be like, "Can I land here right now?" They're like, "Yeah, be careful of the person mowing the fucking grass right next to the fucking
or you think they would have told her, "Hey, runway A74, stay away."
Yeah, stay away. We got to
stay away from that.
These are all the stories we're not seeing. On a lot of what I do, I post stories that you're not seeing because I watched in horror today, but MSNBC for like 3-4 hours. It was just Trump, Trump, Trump. There's so much shit going on in this country that we're not talking about. They're just fascinated with Trump, Biden. There's so much other stuff. Like just now, 3 police officers shot in Philly. Back in the day, it used to be big national news when a cop was shot. Now it's like, oh, well, just another officer.
Yep.
Well, I mean, Philadelphia is becoming just as garbage as every other city. You know, it's like they wanted to be a sanctuary city. Yeah. Now they're complaining they're a sanctuary city, just like New York is, and they're having these these crimes just skyrocket. And like I said, they're just classifying it as,
right. Well, this is part of that.
Philly is trash. So
this is part of like the Marxism style of also the Soviet 4-part thing, and it's going to be like demoralization, dehumanization, and we have normalization now of being desensitized to all this. They want to lower expectations, you know what I'm saying? So that way it's going to stay that way. Now is normalization again, but we're still in destabilization for the fact that we're bringing in all these illegal immigrants. Look at what is happening,
right?
Our economy is going to absolute hell. And and also Matt Gaetz is right. Like, not on, it was a thing after all that happened, whenever he was outside and he was talking about since the 90s, we haven't had a normal fucking government standard or a budget. Like he's right. We haven't. And that's why we're currently sitting at $33 trillion in fucking debt and more in bricks. Is moving away from the dollar because they see what we're doing and they know it's destabilizing. Like, this is the plan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even the Chinese dollar, whatever, the yen is going down. The Japanese yen actually went down this week too. So there's a lot of destabilization going on around the whole world. But like bringing the whole BRICS into the whole situation it's shaking. Everything's getting shaken up.
Absolutely.
You've got places like, I think over in Europe talking about how they don't have money anymore for the Ukraine. This was another story that happened overseas that I think it was Germany was saying that they don't have any money anymore for the Ukraine.
Mhm.
We have
Yeah.
here in the United States, what was it? England said that they didn't have any more weapons
To
or
give,
to
and
give
we
over
were
to
saying our
Ukraine.
stock is real
We don't
low.
have the
Yeah,
stock.
our stock is running low.
Yeah, our stock is running low. You know, they put in this whole this is why the Jamal Bowman thing, as people, this is what Dan Bongino is speculating, and I tend to think that he's correct on this, is that Jamal Bowman was waiting for the Senate to pass money into Ukraine into the omnibus bill, the omnibus. I can't speak.
Omnibus.
Yes, that one. That bill before that, because so that it could get sent over and they could vote on it. So he wanted to delay it because I think Hakeem Jeffries was filibustering or something at the time.
Oh,
So
okay.
Do most people? What are the numbers with polls? Do most Americans support Ukraine aid? I thought I saw that they don't.
No, I think it's like
No.
it was like 67% or some shit that didn't. It was something like that.
Yeah, I think at the beginning, of course, there was a
Yeah.
ton, and then as time has gone on, it's slowly they're like,
because
okay, this is
it's like
turning
nothing.
into like
We're getting burnt out if we see where our economy is going because of this, of our inflation and constantly printing, constantly borrowing, constantly having to keep the government open and give more money to them. It's like a lot of it just now are at least more of them that were in the middle or on the side of all of it that possibly, I guess, didn't also understand how the fuck economic works.
Well,
because I mean, like, and that's well, I mean, which that may be part of it too. Because there's a lot of them that just seem to think that you can just keep printing this money and that it's just going to keep going. Like it ain't going to happen that way.
Yeah, but when you're borrowing money from China as well as giving Chinese US aid, like
we give China money and then we borrow it back from them. Why?
There's a big deal in Michigan going on. There's a Chinese General Motors and Chinese company were involved in building a battery plant on the west side of the state. The state of Michigan gave them $750 million towards the project, and it just went on hold because of the UAW, the strike. But now there's another battery plant going in. So there's also we're handing out so much money to all these companies. It's just insane.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the UAW, that's another thing I haven't talked about. That's big here in Michigan, but what the UAW is asking for with their, the new contract.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, what I think is actually kind of interesting with all that stuff that's going on over in Michigan, though, too, is like how in Ohio, Biden had come out months and months ago, maybe 6-7 months ago, talking about how Ohio is going to now be like the hub for microchips, because to get like the dependence away from Taiwan, how we have with all their microchips and stuff, how they wanted to make Ohio starting to become like a hub for that. So funny enough, I was doing some research on the company Duconomy that we had showed you last time about the Do Black Card. Well, there's a news outlet called FinTech News out in England, and they have like an award ceremony and everything for like companies out there in the fintech space. Their award ceremony for 2023 was sponsored by Jobs Ohio. And I was like, what is Jobs Ohio doing sponsoring a FinTech News Award ceremony over in England?
I should get them to sponsor my stuff.
Yeah, like
get the new teachers union to sponsor us.
No.
Oh yeah.
I just found this. So apparently the U.S. is giving Ukraine Iranian guns that we've seized from Iran.
What?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. It's nice.
All going to the Ukraine. Everything we've seized.
Just laugh. I'm like, what?
Right? Like, do they even have Jesus? That fucking sniper rifle is huge.
Those 50 cals are nice. I'm like, okay, I'll take that one. I'll take that one. I'll take that.
Do they even have the bodies anymore? To be honest, like,
no, there are children at this point.
I'm going to ask Tulsi Gabbard when I see her about the recruiting, because she is a current enrolled, I believe, and with recruiting, their numbers are way, way down.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, can we fight a war?
Right. Well, I mean, for us, can we not? I wouldn't even worry about numbers, to be honest with that. It depends
Yeah.
on who they send in. It'd be more like, are they qualified enough with how bullshit our military has become for the past probably like 15 years? But um, I'm
Worried about
talking
what
about
bathroom to use in a
Ukraine.
submarine.
I'm talking about Ukraine. Do they even
Oh,
have the fucking
Ukraine.
bodies anymore? Like with all this
Oh,
stuff we're sending them, like there's no way they have the amount of military. And I know that there's other special forces, whatever else, and like we've had our special forces on the ground there, and people can try to say we haven't, but U.S. feet have been on that soil. There's no way that somebody can tell me
oh,
they haven't.
I'm sure. And the other night, they're partying pretty good in Kiev.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see the girls dancing and partying, and
Right.
there's still some fun being had in
Yeah,
Ukraine.
Putin's like,
go to
go
hell
ahead, have fun for tonight. I'm not going to bomb the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
That's why what's his face went over there. Sean, what's his face?
Oh, Sean Penn.
Yeah, that's why Sean Penn
yeah.
went over there to go party with the girls, and he was like, "Well, it's just why are we having people go over there? Like, I've never seen a war in my like. Did anybody any famous people go to Afghanistan while we were over there?
Yeah,
20 years.
Don't
Anybody
you
go to
remember?
Iran?
Don't
I
you
mean,
remember watching the entire Iraq war on TV? I do. I remember seeing everything getting bombed, tracer shots everywhere.
Yeah.
What are we seeing of this war? Nothing. Not a fucking thing. Not really. Barely. Like,
no,
why is it so different? We have more technology and shit cameras everywhere. But no, these motherfuckers, I see them. I see Ukraine soldiers and shit doing TikTok dances on TikTok. Like, what is happening right now?
I don't know, but that's what I was wondering. I didn't think the majority of Americans support the aid, but it seems like Congress, they don't care what the majority of Americans think.
They don't care.
No,
Congress, we are, and I keep telling them, this is the Hunger Games. They are the people who are watching us fight each other over nonsense bullshit. And I just thought about this now, Mama J. When I was talking to Spike on Monday, I did, because he asked me, what does the illegal immigration, how does it affect you? And I just thought about it now. I was like, you know what? That's a micro issue. We talk about here, Mama J brought up a great point. What do people think about micro and macro? Okay. And certain people think of the macro, the entire issue, and certain people just think of the micro, issue. And she's right. Like, you'll have a certain mindset of people that just think about what's happening right there in front of you, and then we'll protest and whatnot. But then other people have this macro, like, no, this is not good for the country itself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not good. Don't let people in from other countries in, because we don't know who's coming in. They're saying that people are coming from Afghanistan. There's people coming from Russia. There's people coming from here. They're coming through the border. And what are they doing? Where are they going? Nobody knows. And why come here? Why trek 5,000 miles or whatever, and then hold up the Honduran flag like, yay, like, woohoo, like what? When they came through Ellis Island, I don't think they even wanted any. They changed their last names, most of them, because they didn't want to be associated with the countries back home. And here
my
you are.
grandparents didn't teach my dad German or Hungarian, because they said, we're not German and Hungarian anymore. We're American. So they didn't want to teach the kids like their native language.
Yeah. I mean, it's to assimilate. Really, you pretty much kind of should when you go to a new country.
I interviewed a man that on my show a couple weeks ago. He lives right on the border, and they're furious, obviously, and he called it an active invasion, which it is. What is it going to, and I asked him, what is it going to take for people to start waking up? Chicago, New York, or is it going to be people from Afghanistan that come in and have a terror attack? What's it going to be to wake up America? Because I've talked, and this guy he's a Democrat, and he said it doesn't matter who you are. It's crazy.
It's not until it affects them directly.
Yeah.
Will they honestly, because sometimes I feel like a lot of Democrats, I think they are well-meaning. But the pathway to hell was also paved with good intentions as well. So I think it's not until it actually affects them that they're like, wait, but no, I wanted them there, not here. That's not what I was talking about.
Yeah, like when
like
they
you
went up
see
to
what
Cape
happened
Cod.
in New York.
Yeah, New York, Cape Cod. Remember they shipped. Yeah, thank you guys for coming here. But
Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, Martha's Vineyard. You guys, thanks for coming and visit. Now get out. Thank you very much.
Which I mean, there was.
Go ahead.
Well, there were some people that were like, that seems childish, whatever else. No, it's still you have to leave your policies because we're tired of these policies that are going and you guys get government aid. And then when it now look, they get sent there and you're like, we don't have the money, whatever. But you got the aid. So how does that, your policies don't work?
If you have, I don't know if you have Twitter popped up there, but Fox News just a few minutes ago, Mayorkas cites immediate need to waive regulations and build border wall in Texas.
Who did?
Oh my God.
Alejandro Mayorkas, the DHS secretary, is calling to build a border wall now.
After he got spanked at the committee hearings, now he's like, well, after further review.
Right.
But
funny how that happens.
But that's exactly what they do. They take this stuff, they crumble everything down and say that the last guy didn't do anything and none of his stuff worked. And then they rebuild what he built and they go, you see what we did?
Yeah.
They're trying to what's that Mandela effect you in real time. And that's what they're doing all the time. They're trying to Mandela effect you into thinking that, oh, this person didn't do that. We did that. No, you took it away and then brought it back and was just like, see what I did?
Yeah.
I
like
made it
the
good.
Director of OSHA saying we never mandated people having to wear masks or get vaccinated. We never did that. He just did that at a committee hearing like a few days ago.
Yep. Oh, well, that's the same thing like Fauci. I never recommended for them to shut down anything, blah, blah. And then they show the fucking the video of him being like, well, we recommend you shut down the country. It's like, oh, okay.
All right. Here's Bo Snerdley. I pulled his up.
Okay. Yeah, he's linking to the Fox article. Yeah.
And he said, he cites that immediate need to waive regulations, build a border wall in Texas as immigration surges.
Mind you, hey, remember when they wouldn't give Trump $5 billion to finish a piece of wall? Yet we send over $200 billion to another country that doesn't even, that we have no effect on. But, but that's okay, people. That we're good with there.
Priorities, right?
Well, I'm going to have to wrap it up. The wife is waiting for me.
All right.
Yeah, it's been good. I'd like to be on more than every 4 or 5 months. So give me a ring.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We'd love to have you. We appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
We'd love to have you on.
We love having you on.
Yeah.
We love having you on, man. We appreciate you.
Hello to everyone. And
tell your wife we said hi and we like her too.
Yeah, she likes you more than my content. So that's good.
That's high praise.
Yeah. Thank you all.
All right. See you later.
Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Thanks, babe.
Okay, bye.
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 I said thanks, babe.
It almost sounded like you said thanks, babe.
Davey's got a crush.
It's like when you get off the phone with someone and you're like, okay, love you, bye. And you're like, oh,
you know what it's been? It's so long since I got off the phone with anybody. I was like, thanks, babe. I love you too, babe. It's been so long. I just need a cuddle.
I just need to call somebody back.
Can I send you one of those body pillows that looks like a person? I'll even sew on a fake boob or some so you can
so I can just grab it.
Snuggle in there.
Davey, don't cheat on me.
Listen, shh. Don't tell nobody. But yeah, I wanted to say to him, like, when he was talking about that, like, what is it going to take? It's not like look at the masks. Look at the mask that's going on. People at the thought of somebody putting back mask regulations, people just threw the mask back on. If something like nothing,
well,
if an invasion happens, like it's happening,
some did, like quite a few did, but I'm going to give us credit. I'm going to give a lot of our general public and population a little bit more credit and being like, no, I'm not fucking doing that again. Actually, tell my boss I love him after hanging up. That's funny.
Oh my God, it's the worst. Because you're just like, oh, shit.
Well, at least listen. If you do it once a week, your boss is used to it. I can't imagine the first time you're like, I love you, and your boss is just looking at his phone like, what the fuck did she just say?
He just sends back like a you too, and
Thanks, buddy.
Well,
Thanks, bud.
if you text it's once if you like text who's texting their boss I love you. She's talking about on the phone like, hey, all right, love you, bye.
No, I know, but you pull the phone away from your face and you look at it and go, what did she just say? But yeah, man, I don't ever think we'll have a 912 again. Unfortunately.
I think we might.
I don't know, man. I think we're really broken to the point where people will just say we deserve it and that we and that it is what it is for them. Like, and it sucks.
Well,
it sucks to say that.
Well, here's the thing though. People are already people, as I mean, most of the time the people on the left are already doing stuff like that, you know, like when people look at the United States flag and some people are considering it a hate symbol.
Yeah.
Like, what has happened? The Gadsden flag, a freaking teacher being like,
this is what happened.
Can't have that on his backpack. What's for you?
Yeah.
By the way, I'm getting a soundboard. I ordered it yesterday. I thought I ordered it yesterday, but apparently the payment process didn't go through because I pulled all my cards off of Amazon because somebody shares the Amazon account. And I went, shit. So I had to redo it. So yeah, I'll have a soundboard by tomorrow. Hopefully, I can't.
What are you getting, a digital style one? Like
yeah, it was on sale. It was like $60 total with everything that came. It's just a regular kind of soundboard, and I can Bluetooth stuff.
Nice.
Wait a minute. I have to hit Wilby's button for him because, wait a minute. Ready? That's Wilby's button.
I don't hear shit.
Hear it.
You can't hear it?
Nope.
You hear me?
Nope.
Negative, Ghost Rider. Oh, barely.
I
don't know. Some of them.
9999999.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about looking. I like using this mixing board, so I think I'm gonna get a new one. This one is pretty old and used up, but I just want to get a new one, better replacement. Just get a little upgrade here soon.
Yeah. Listen, I've been looking at them, and then a buddy of mine, Purple Ryan on TikTok was just like, all you need is this simple one. Just go to my Amazon link, and it's in there. And he's a bunch of people that he knows. They've bought them. And he's like, and his is great. You could Bluetooth it and you could play music through it and everything like that. It's got a couple of sounds on it, and it works pretty well for like $60. I mean, I was like, yeah, okay,
nice.
Because the one I wanted was like $400.
I was telling Mama before we started, I'm using my iPhone 12 for my camera right now. I found out how you can use that for your webcam. So like my picture is clear. It looks a lot clearer and shit. And it doesn't like move back and forth and get out of focus.
Strand of your stash right now.
Yeah, I know. Like but yeah, it's a app called Camo, CAMO. You can do it, you like get it on your phone, on your computer, and then it hooks up and you can use your iPhone or any newer camera or phone or whatever for like decent cameras. But like everybody says, your camera on your phone is better than any webcam you're gonna have. So you might as well try to use it.
Yeah, I mean, I got that Logitech one that I found at the thrift store for like $12. So I was like, okay, sounds good to me. I actually I'm trying to help out another person with the podcast. Like, I don't know. We've become the podcast people to ask questions for, apparently. Spike was saying that, we kind of inspired him to do his podcast, and and there's a lot of people who keep asking me questions on TikTok. Oh, what do you use for this? Oh, your podcast is nice. But it's nice to hear that people like to come on and like to do this. And I was still Mama J. I'm still floating from Adam last week. It's just like, yeah. And now Dave's like, let's do this every couple months instead of every like 5-6 months.
Yeah, I'm liking that we have these people that want to come on regularly that, to be honest, have good conversation. Like especially like Dave Bondy, that having that conversation with him, we just covered more news in that short amount of time than I thought that we would. But it was nice because we were all pretty well up to date on all this stuff, and he is too, but he goes through what he wants to talk about fairly fast, so it's easy to go along with him on that. And then also Adam He's pretty well informed, but dude is hilarious, so it's always a good time with him.
Did you see the he put out the picture? He put it in the frame and everything like that?
What?
No.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, the one that he showed us, but no one
Yeah,
else
the one that he
knew
wasn't
about.
allowed to show until he got it.
Oh, okay.
Where is it? He tweets a lot.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to push my mute button off, and it's like no.
Where'd it go?
right.
Did he take it off? Fucking Adam. This is why we love you, Adam.
Oh my god.
That's great.
My fucking Adam's Twitter. If you're not following the Lectern Leader, please go follow the Lectern Leader. His feed is just amazing.
Yeah, his Twitter is fucking great.
Oh, here it is. So here's the.
Did you know he got he got published in the Federalist paper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that article too.
I didn't yet. I
Can
need
you
to.
zoom in?
Dude, that is awesome.
I don't know if let me see.
Yeah.
No, it won't let me zoom in.
Yeah, it's fucking Metal Gear Solid, Duke Nukem, fucking Batman.
I didn't realize the podium last time.
Yeah.
Now that he has showed it, I could show him. I could show you guys the GM he sent me with the picture. Then.
Oh, that's great.
Here, and you could see it better. There it is.
Yes.
Yeah,
that is so awesome.
I didn't notice the lectern last time.
You need to send that to me. I need to I need to put that on a shirt or something.
My husband just wrote a kick-ass book on the Battle of Gettysburg. Amanda is a writer.
Nice.
And I guess her husband is a writer also.
She's
awesome. From Jersey, and she says pork, whatever. I'm not saying it. Fuck y'all.
What?
She's from South Jersey. What?
Pork roll.
It's not.
Oh. No.
Egg rolls. That's the only thing I know is egg rolls.
Oh my god, we're not having we're not having this conversation again. It is pork roll, okay? I know you want to. What do you call it?
Taylor ham. What everybody else should be.
Just because it's the brand, it doesn't mean it's no. It's Taylor brand, but it's pork roll. I've actually never seen pork roll from another company.
Listen.
Have any of you?
No.
I don't,
egg roll.
No.
You know, you gotta cut it in four so it doesn't flip up when you fry it.
No. I don't.
Exactly. Me and Min are on the same page. It's the company name is Taylor Ham, but it's pork roll.
Let's move on.
Yes.
Since you don't want to talk about it. Supreme Court to hear case challenging red state anti-censorship laws. The Supreme Court agreed Friday to hear the case. Hear a set of cases challenging 2 red state laws intended to prevent viewpoint-based censorship online. The plaintiffs in the case, Net Choice and CCIA versus Moody and Jesus Christmas Carol, alleged the laws by Florida and Texas in 2021 violated the first. Can we not? Violated the First Amendment by restricting platforms' ability to moderate content. The justices agreed to hear that a total of 12 cases.
Again, though, their argument was that it was against the First Amendment for these companies not to be able to take away other people's free speech.
That makes absolutely no fucking sense. Yeah.
I had to read that 5 times. I was like, wait a second. Am I reading that right?
But the thing is that, and also is they were talking about, the government doesn't have the right to censor you. The government was in on it. The government was telling them. They were having weekly meetings with the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, with Twitter, Facebook.
We weren't supposed to know that, though.
With Facebook, with Instagram, like they were having these weekly conversations with them, and then you had but this is what I mean, like the sheep people will sit there and go, well, it's disinformation. you're allowed to be a dickhead and say whatever you want on the internet. Well, it's a private company. Not really. Once again, they are globally exchanged, or they're stock, they're publicly traded companies. They're not private companies.
Right.
And also they do some R&D and do work with governments too. So so how does that work?
We are pleased that the Supreme Court agreed to hear our landmark cases. Said blah, 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 blah. Online services have a well-established First Amendment right to host, curate, and share content as they see fit. The internet is a vital platform for free expression, and it must remain free from government censorship. We are confident the court will agree. I don't know. I think that was a mishmash of words. I think they put it that way just to confuse you, because the First Amendment, you have the right to free expression, but they don't have the right to host, curate what you say.
What that is,
their platform.
like, it almost seems like, well, I mean, maybe
they're
not.
Like the platform can do that to individuals, but the government cannot impose its will on the company. But the company can impose its will on the people.
Right. And I mean, and in ways, like, I mean, I can see what people, it's like, not even that it's a private company or whatever else. It's like, if they're doing it, it's almost like, well, it's not, I'm not going to defend them being a private company, but it's like, it's their company if they're doing it, whatever else. But as a constitutionalist, I'm like, get fucked, because that's the First Amendment. So you shouldn't do that. And then, like, if they do it, then no one should be on the platform. But there's so many people who just want to be on fucking platform, like we are on Twitter, and it still is not free speech there. But I get away with a lot more there.
You know, I got bananaed yesterday for saying gay.
Did you?
TikTok. Yep. I was on a TikTok live, and somebody was talking about theater kissing. And they said that they put their hand, they were holding somebody's face. It was two guys, and he put his lips here. And I said, that's more gay than actually kissing them. And we were laughing about it, and I kept on going, well, that's even gayer, and that's even gayer, and fucking boom, within 5 minutes I was bananaed, and they said I was bananaed for 7 days for hateful speech, and I appealed it eventually. Meaning banned. I got banned from going live on TikTok.
Yeah. Gotcha. Hey, guess what that is? Gay?
It's fucking gay. That's what it is. But look who's severely
I know. I didn't know if it had something to do with Lizzo or something. I'm not on TikTok. I don't know what y'all do over there.
That's racist.
I'm actually pretty to be honest, I'm pretty well over TikTok anymore. Like, I just kind of like doing shit on Twitter and Instagram. Like, I don't know, TikTok you can grow pretty, but I'm over, like, I'm on my 8th account now. 9th.
Oh my god,
it's fucking annoying. It could there's like there's no free speech over there. It's fucking gay. It's what it is. It's fucking
it is because you have to watch what you say, and you can't and it's literally communist China verbiage.
Yeah,
like exactly. You have to watch what you say. You can't say certain things, even if it's in a context of you talking about, because I said I was talking to Millennial Spike Lee, who's a gay black gentleman, and all of a sudden my screen just glitched, and I went, really? Mm-hmm. Really? I'm talking about a gentleman who's black and gay, and my screen glitched like I was going to get bananaed again. And I'm like, you can't even in the context, and it's so stupid. It's so stupid. And now all of a sudden,
if they know that you are left leaning and shit like that, you can, because they'll talk all sorts of all that stuff on there.
But my content is no longer right wing, left wing, anything like that. It's just
but you're not going to. You don't toe the line. You don't agree with all the LGBT bullshit, like no. I
don't have pronouns in my bio.
As far as they consider you're a right wing extremist bigot, is exactly what they think you are.
Listen,
I am whatever you say
I am. If I wasn't, then why would you say I am? Listen, he made some bangers back in the day before he went
straight up.
By the way,
bitch.
Have you seen his ex-wife lately? Holy trailer park. She is looking rough.
Yeah, real rough.
Holy McGillicuddy. She is rough. And his daughter is smoking.
Yeah.
You complain. Shut up, Kim. Kim, Kelly. I can't even think right now. I'm so mad.
Actually, no. Because you keep thinking of Kim.
You know, Eminem's wife. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, she's fucking
Kelly. Anyway. She's
rough few years.
She's rough. Man, I
haven't seen her.
It's where we're going is just
what?
we're going into places like we shouldn't. And like you said, Biz, like we have the ability to see people not wearing masks in a grocery store, outside, anywhere possible. You can see people who weren't wearing masks during the pandemic. We have not seen one fucking image of the war in Ukraine.
Right.
No.
Not one.
Really, you barely
Well,
ever
I
see
mean,
anything.
you saw Bono's tribute concert like it was Live Aid.
Yeah.
All over again.
Like, and because dude, my cousin served in that. He was an active sergeant carrying out shit. So he was over there like in the shit. He had his own fucking team under him and shit. So I was on top of watching that war. So I got to watch. It was on TV, CNN, all that shit.
Remember
Nothing
Baghdad
from
Bob?
there is like now. We have so much more shit now. It's crazy. Like I just don't get it. Oh yeah, Baghdad Bob. Nothing is happening here. Don't be silly.
Don't be silly. There's nothing. Everything is fine. Like we don't get that, and that also makes me think like, what do we like? It's I swear to God, it's Wag the Dog.
Yeah,
it's Wag the Dog. It's a fake. It's a fake war that they're just doing.
Well,
like it's a play.
There's war over there, but I don't. It's weird. It's really weird because a lot of the war that is happening, to be honest, is trench warfare shit. It's not like there's some cities that are getting hit, but a lot of it isn't. I honestly think that Putin is trying to not do that. He's trying to just keep it to certain areas.
I just got an image of my head. Actually, it's none of those things. What it is a bunch of nerds in Starbucks in either country just hacking each other's shit back and forth. You can't see anything.
That's pretty awesome, though. It would be pretty fucking cool.
I just thought of that. I just had an image of my head of like, all these
We're just like,
being like I need another pumpkin spice latte.
It's like an episode of fucking was it South Park when they were playing South Park when they were playing World of Warcraft, all super fat and like sitting back, just
Ew, yes. I got thing about Cartman.
Oh well, let's hear. Idiot Chief had something to say about $9 billion more in student debt relief. Hold on.
Oh,
we're we're getting all this money from everywhere. Getting so much money. All these people paying taxes. I don't shouldn't pay your taxes. And you
can sign up for the SAVE plan at studentaid.gov/save. Studentaid.gov/save.
They're gonna let this dude fucking debate? Or are they out of it?
He is
really
fucking.
Well,
that's
no,
what
okay,
I'm saying.
so
like, I don't even think he's gonna make it.
I may be. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm right because he had to go back on that, even because the Supreme Court was just like he can't give that money. Like it's unconstitutional. He can't give out that money.
Right. Oh yeah, for the student aid relief. Yeah, he's not allowed to. Yeah, it's unconstitutional. It's been said every single. He just keeps trying to fucking do it, and that's the whole thing. Is why I think and know that not only our government but our military, all of it is a fucking sham. Doing all of that, just why is he not fucking taken out of office? Like, you cannot do this. Bye. Like, get him the fuck out, and whoever else. Like, it shouldn't even be an impeachment. Just get him the fuck out. He's being unconstitutional. Period. Like, I don't understand. Like, that's why it's all a sham. Everyone just doesn't even give a fuck about the law anymore at all whatsoever.
Well, I mean, look, they had a new running of the bulls recently. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. This is the immigrants going across the border.
Is this our border?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
How is that not an invasion?
Yeah, right?
And the news is just sitting there watching.
Man, if this was Texas border back in the 80s...
Dude just smoking it. Look at him.
Smoking a series like, oh, well, there's...
Well, you know, what am I going to do? Just, hey, guys...
Oh,
it up.
maybe I should get off camera. Just saying. Do you think how many people you think would have been getting lit up if that was the border in the 70s or 80s, but there would have been no wall and they're just running across like that?
Dude,
Like no joke. I think there would have been some murdering happening at that time.
Footage has been released of immigrants wreaking havoc at the southern border last night near El Paso. Oh, Whoopi did say El Paso. Where is it? Whoopi did call it. Back in the chat. I can't find it. It's back. Oh, here it goes. They all stay in El Paso, I swear. And I'll present it to you. I'll share the screen. In El Paso, first reported by El Paso Ya. Rest assured, the border is completely secured, according to the Biden White House. In this clip, the migrants appear to be chanting "Si se puede," which means yes, it can be done, and yes, we can. The number of migrants entering encounters at the southern borders has already surpassed last year's total, as the president continues to ignore the crisis.
So they went full Joe Biden, but they actually said it right instead of "Si se puede" or whatever.
But there's nothing, folks. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's the Leslie Nielsen gif where he's just sitting there, you know, and just everything's fine, and just explosions right behind him from Naked Gun. That's all it is.
Shit's ridiculous.
You know, you have Kamala Harris as the border czar, but she's also the AI czar. So if we have any indication of how she's going to be as an AI czar, just look at the border.
She doesn't know what she's doing. None of them know what they're.
No.
And
this is what we pay taxes for. And this is what we pay taxes for. This is what we get with our tax dollars. People coming in just willy nilly. You don't have a country like. And I say this every time. Well, can you go into Mexico? Can you go into Italy? Can you go into Germany? Can you go into Afghanistan and just stay there? That's different. Why is that different? What makes it?
No,
oh, this is not our country. This is not our country. It is. It is our country. You know why? We came and we laid stake to it. Sorry, that's how it works.
We actually don't deserve it because we're colonizers and we need to give it back to the indigenous people.
Listen, you're telling me the Canadians are fucking not colonizers either?
No, because they like what we're doing.
Well, that's the whole thing is that, you've been like, and I was hearing some of that shit with you and Spike, whatever else. And like, my thing is, okay, we took it. So if they want to try to take it back, what if we win? Are we bad then?
We're the baddies.
No, here's the thing.
Because if they want to really come try to take it back, they're not going to be able to.
How did any country come to be? It's all colonization, wars, and shit.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
scalping other people, and
so that's why whenever he wants to think about think in micro of how is this affecting you, and then brings up, well, you're on stolen land. Well, suck my dick then, because this is my land then, and if they want to try to take it, am I going to be the asshole for putting you 6 feet in the ground?
No.
I mean, can we? You get no, then okay, then go ahead, let the illegal immigration happen, and then we'll find out, because no one's gonna fucking start taking anything. People are gonna get put in the ground, and shit's gonna happen eventually where people are gonna get rounded up.
But that's what I said.
Y'all need to read. Everyone needs to read the Communist Manifesto. I'm just saying it right now. Everyone just read it. Just read it. Just read it.
And that's what I was talking to him about also, is like, you know, there's how many people in this country versus how many law enforcement agents. Like, if everybody just stood up and did what they had to do, what's going to happen?
Right.
If you were in a town of 20,000 and you had 4 cops, or 20,000, you had 10 cops, and they told you to stay in your house, and 30,000 people decided, no, I'm leaving my house. What are they going to do? You outnumber them.
Whole lot.
Eventually it turns into that cop smoking a cigarette. Like, well, I guess there's nothing we can do.
I might as well just show them the way.
Yeah.
Listen, I Whoopi, I think I found the first day the first day of boot camp. There it is. There's Whoopi, the first day of his boot camp.
It's a booty camp. First day of booty camp. Let me see that Tootsie Roll.
The military gets gayer and gayer.
I thought I took it off the screen. It was like meat spin. It just keeps going. And these kids just get more and more indoctrinated. And I did bring up Yuri Bezmenov also in that.
Yeah.
Because it.
Okay.
Yeah, I brought up Yuri Bezmenov and how, in the 80s he said you start with the schools and you indoctrinate the children.
Yes.
And you tell them that all this stuff is bad. And then by the time they become adults and they're, in Congress and in the Senate and everything like that, and they're going, no, this is all bad. We need to do this. We need to do that. We can't be doing this. And now look what we have.
Mm-hmm.
We have. You have people. I didn't pull the clip, but you have Charlemagne the God getting mad at Joe Biden for calling LL Cool J a boy. Like, really? That's what you're getting mad at?
Yeah. Whenever he said, if you don't vote for me, you don't know if you're black.
Yeah, he said it right to your face,
yeah.
Charlemagne. Like he said, if you ain't, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Let's be fair. Anybody who calls himself the God is not very smart. So
no, but in his conversation that he had with Larry Elder, I believe, and Larry Elder brought up that point. And he was like, well, I didn't take offense to that. Like, I didn't even think about it.
It's because you're stupid.
Yeah. It's because you were too busy getting your dick stroked by the president. And you're like, I'm talking to the president. No, the president's just the same fucking idiot that everybody else is. And he's the same person. He's not the president. Just because they're president doesn't make them smarter than everybody else.
Right.
Any idiot. I mean, listen, we proved that with fucking Bush. We put that with Clinton. With most presidents, they're fucking dumb.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you can't fool me again.
Like they're all fucking dumb. Like what? So like, why wouldn't you just sit there?
Are they dumb or are they evil? There's a point where it just
they're narcissistic.
Are they really dumb, or are they just? Is it the banality of evil?
Narcissism. They only care about what their pocket, what they can get in their pocket. Look, Obama. Everybody praised Obama. Now what is he doing? Nothing. He took all that money. He went and did a bunch of speaking engagements and did whatever he did. And now what is he? He bought a $15 million house.
Kellen chefs and
yeah, well, that too.
Mm-hmm.
But he bought a $15 million house after telling everybody that the lakes and everything were going to rise in the next couple of years. And he bought a house right on the lake.
Right.
No. Have you seen? No. On Martha's Vineyard is where he, like right at the ocean. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the map of what they say when the United States floods, where it's going to flood at?
No.
Because you know how they used to show it to you and it was always the coasts and everything? Oh, no. It's like skips like the major parts where like all of like, the fancy people live, and then it goes right through the middle of like North and South Carolina, like a little bit of Virginia. And I saw this map and I was like, I see what the fuckers are doing.
So they're doing what?
Just shit again.
What do they call that? Like cosplay, like fan fiction? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
They're just making fan fiction. Like, this is where, look, it's going to go through the Bible Belt and all these red states and all the blue states are going to be okay. And guys,
well, what's going to happen? It's actually going to come up from the middle of the ground, you see, and just go out that way.
Listen, you know what's coming through the middle of the ground? Fucking hellfire and brimstone. That's the only thing coming from the middle of the ground.
I'm waiting for Yellowstone to fucking erupt.
It's just...
Yeah.
People just have this delusion. They're so delusional. This is what's wrong with people. Think that they're the most important thing in the entire world.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
Listen, we're causing global warming, and we need to do something. What about the people in China who are just throwing their garbage all over the place? What about the people in India who have an entire river filled with garbage?
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying that's gonna happen sometime soon, and who knows by when. Hopefully it's well after like 2050, 60, 70, something like that. But who knows? But
well, I wanted to say something real quick about like you're talking about like the indoctrination of kids and stuff. And I could tell you like from experience, and actually because I've told the guys I'm working with some groups in here and they're trying to look at different social studies standards in my state and county, and they are spending more time teaching the kids in social studies about other cultures
and not American
than they
culture.
are about America. And like they're teaching kids more about how they're different rather than how we're the same and what brings us together.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is why I say 9/12 will never happen again.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
you have a good point on like looking at throughout that lens too. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because everybody
Deep throat that pizza.
You're a son
You
of
hit
a
it,
bitch.
girl.
But yeah, it's like yeah, you were talking about that a couple weeks ago that you were starting that venture into social studies with at the schools lately. And how is that? Is that did you find anything else? Like what are they like? Kind of what are they teaching?
It's not really so. They have where they call it like 5 standards or strands of when they're teaching. It's like how inquiry, behavioral science. So I'm like, okay, behavioral science is like, are you talking about like sociology? Are you talking about the psychology of behavior? Whatever. They talk about the economic, the geographical, and the historical of a certain concept.
Mhm.
Like okay, like say America, and they'll go through like what are the differences and the different cultures and diversities and racial and religious backgrounds that that you see in your community.
White
know. It's just like
supremacy. That's all.
The Gadsden
Yeah.
flag is racist.
But what I've seen, but what I've noticed, and like some of it, like it's kind of like when I read Agenda 2030. On the surface, when you're reading it, you're like, okay, this stuff sounds great.
Mhm.
But how it can be perverted and used in a way that's not great is definitely there. And just the language that's used and stuff, like instead of saying like explain to kids how you can become like a pillar in your community, right? It says exemplify how you become a pillar in your community. There's language is very, very important. And I was like, okay, and it hit me. I was like, okay, well, what is exemplify? Like just, stupid me. And it's like be an example, to show an example. So you're going to show these kids how it is to be a pillar of society. Well, how are you going to do that? Well, that's how you get those kids doing pride parades and stuff in their school at kindergarten. So you get these different things that happen that make these kids little activists. And you see, and I'm not saying it in it's not all bad, but the way that it's being used is, I would say.
Like CRT, kind of.
Yes. Well, they don't call it. It's not CRT anymore. It's social emotional learning. So what they've been doing, it's SEL. And so what they start doing in these classrooms,
they're trying to sell you a bill of bullshit. That's what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
Well, what it is, it's more psychological. So they're using psychology on children. So my question is because it seems to me like there's an SEL director in my kid's school. Is this person a trained behavioral or elementary psychologist for kids? Probably not.
Right.
So you can like literally psychologically damage these kids into and that's what they're doing is by separating everything and focusing more on the differences rather than how the kids are alike and how we can come together. And I think that's going to be bad.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, and that's that's the goal is to separate everybody.
Right.
Is to destroy this country from the inside out.
Right. And they're teaching these kids in elementary school. There's things called like the 7 habits of being a leader. I'll look more into that and I'll bring it to you guys next week because that's like when I was looking at that, I was just like, all right, well,
that's why I like this meme. This was from Conceptual James Lindsay, Conceptual James on Twitter. These ideologies that killed more than 100 million people last century are being praised at our universities today. Because that's all they're like. And there's one thing that he kind of said in one of his last courses. They kind of make sense about why they're not teaching so much death that went with communism or whatever else, but they're still teaching the ideologies as they don't want racism basically, or like hate towards certain people like of ethnic backgrounds about this. So that's why they're trying not to do it. Like they don't want Asian hate and blah blah. So that's why they teach you
the
that
Holocaust and
right.
You know, and those people and all those people that died, but not the other 100 million people that died under similar shit. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was a white dude. I'm just kidding.
You're not wrong. You're
Right?
not wrong. They will condemn Hitler for everything he did, but they won't condemn Mao. They won't condemn Che Guevara. Like Che Guevara killed a lot of gay people. A lot of gay people.
Yeah.
And yet he is the poster for the everybody wears a Che Guevara shirt, especially a lot of gay people. I'm like, dude, do you understand what you're wearing? You're no, he didn't do that. Have you read a book?
Right.
I don't read so well, and I know this. Like, I don't. They don't. Do you understand what the hammer and sickle means? You have any idea what all this? No, you just like a Nirvana shirt. You put it on, you go, this looks pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Who's Kurt Cobain? Take the fucking shirt off. Take the fucking shirt off and put it back. Throw it in the garbage. Throw it in the fucking garbage because you have no idea who the fuck Kurt Cobain is and you're wearing a Nirvana shirt. And it's the same thing. The same fucking thing. They don't
My
care.
youth is not your costume.
You want to talk about cultural appropriation, motherfuckers. But like these kids have no idea, but they'll sit there and they'll lecture you about how you can't wear dreadlocks because it's for black people, and you wearing a shirt that says Che Guevara on it, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, people are stupid.
I mean,
in my defense, I just haven't washed my hair in a while, so that's why the dreads happen.
Yeah. It happens.
Listen, it is what it is sometimes. I need to find a better shampoo. It looks like it's snowing in my hair, and I wash my hair like every day.
And maybe that's
I know it's a weird segue, but like I don't know what to use. I wash my hair every day.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you need to stop washing your hair for a little bit. Your scalp's dry.
Yeah, I know.
Well, yeah. Also, like one thing, I don't know if you like basically take hellfire showers. Like, try not to use such hot water, because I mean that is one thing. Using hot water, no matter what, it fucks your skin up. It's not good for your skin. You should be taking like lukewarm to cold showers. To be honest, everybody should.
I think I'm gonna start taking a cold shower. I think I want to get. You ever see those cold baths that they started advertising now? I think I want to get one of those, or I'll just buy one of those.
I'll tell you what. I've been walking every day, and I go in and get like a shower afterwards, and like the last minute I'm in the shower, it's like I make it super cold, and I'm like,
oh dude, that's good.
Doodah the whole day.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. They're saying the cold showers and cold baths like wake you up.
Yeah, they wake you up. There's a lot of good benefits to it, like blood circulation and other shit, and yeah. Inflammation. It like takes out inflammation too and shit out of your body. It's supposed to. It's like it has a lot of good health benefits.
Yeah, I don't know. But like
I said, but outside of that, is there anything else that we're trying to go into?
Yes, Ryan does rock the Coolio hair very well. Purple. So I don't know. You guys aren't on TikTok as much as I am, but Coolio's wife is on TikTok, and they had a meetup, and she's pretty fucking cool. They had a meetup, and they went to Louisiana, and pretty fucking cool. She's actually really, really nice and pretty, pretty mellow, like calm, cool, and collective. I want to say. I don't know.
They need to have her on Hot Ones like they had Coolio.
Oh, dude, that show is just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that show.
I mean, listen.
I'm gonna do an episode once. I'm ordering the sauces, and I'm gonna do an episode on here, and either one of you have to order it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'll do it. All right. I'll do it. Listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. If any motherfucker did not listen to NSYNC when they were younger, I better not fucking see you at that concert. That's all I know. It's all I fucking know.
Don't worry, you won't.
I'm gonna be so fucking mad if I saw people making fun of me for listening to NSYNC when I was a kid, or even doing it now. if I see you motherfuckers at that concert and I'm not fucking and I don't got good seats, we're having a fight afterwards. I don't give a fuck. Because all of a sudden,
Who's your
NSYNC
favorite?
what in member of NSYNC?
Gay?
Yeah.
The gay one, yeah. No. Come on, it's Joey Fatone. Joey Fatone is the best one in NSYNC.
He was the best in
He was
Big Fat Greek Wedding.
He's a funny ass dude, actually.
He is. He does the stuff with the Impractical Jokers guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got his yeah. He's been on Impractical Jokers a couple times. Like he's got a great sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like one of those down to earth kind of dudes too. Like he don't give a fuck. He's like I'm famous somehow, and I don't know. I was in one of the biggest boy bands ever, and don't ask me how I got there, but yeah, here I am. I think he sells hot dogs too. I think he has a hot dog stand or something like that. But yeah, I think they're called fat ones.
I know. I felt so bad for him back in the day because they called him because his name was Fatone and like you're the fat one. Kids are assholes.
That's funny.
But he's always got a look on his face like I can't believe I'm here. That would be, to be honest with you, if we were
and Chris, the other guy.
Yeah, Chris Kirkpatrick. Yeah, he was just like,
I'm just happy to be here.
So I was listening. Yeah, throw me off again, being gay. I was listening to an old NSYNC concert, and if you listen closely, you can hear Lance breathing really heavily. I was listening to the concert, and all you hear is Lance's. You could just put Lance's solo. Like if you look, you hear no strings attached, and I'm like, Jesus. Like that's like, and Joey wasn't even like, you couldn't even hear Joey, but you can hear Lance, and especially when Lance does kind of like his solo stuff, like you can hear it. And I was just like, that was pretty funny. But yeah, I don't want to fucking see any of you motherfuckers at an NSYNC concert if I go. Those tickets are gonna be $9,000.
I know they are.
Justin Timberlake, shut up. He's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. You know, I mean, I had my own solo. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. If you weren't that fucking ramen noodle headed bye person,
right?
I need to say something about all of this real quick, okay? Because it's been grinding my gears for years. How come when people talk about the Mickey Mouse Club, they always talk about Justin, Christina, Brittany, and Ryan Gosling? I think that's who it was. Who were there? JC was in there too.
Yep.
And no, why doesn't anybody talk about JC being in it at all? Like never.
JC was, he was the second star of, I guess, NSYNC. It was Justin and then JC. But I think he just gets forgotten about because look at all the other people and you don't hear from JC ever.
That's true.
You know, you hear from Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, JC and then AJ, and I'm like, oh wait, no, he's from Backstreet Boys.
But like you have Christina Aguilera, who went on to be, you know, she's still relevant nowadays. You got Britney Spears, who's just doing knife tricks all over the internet.
She's a fucking psycho.
Dude, do you really think that's her?
She's not a psycho. I don't think she's a psycho.
She is a psycho.
She was abused. She was abused.
Yes,
used, and abused.
And it turned her into a psycho. I'm sorry.
She's
gonna
got
say
stellar knife tricks, though.
It's pretty wild. I'm impressed that she didn't kill herself, but I'm saying she's a psycho now, and it sucks. But I'm gonna call it like it is. She's a psycho now, and it really does suck because I want her to be her own person and shit. But now everybody is like, maybe your dad had a point, but he probably only had a point because they put her there. Like, I mean, she's psycho because of not because she's just psycho. Shit happened. That's how it is. But man. She is fucking out of her mind now.
It all went downhill when they both wore matching denim tuxedos. That's when it all went downhill.
Canada was embarrassed. Denim was embarrassed. We were all embarrassed.
Levi Strauss was like, we didn't do that. That wasn't us. That was not us, please. But yeah,
and then did you see like the year after that, it was just like jumpsuits. Like everyone was wearing a jogging suit after that. Because
that
what
shit
they
is
did.
Coming back. Dude,
I know. I saw one that said juicy on the butt, and I was like, never again.
Yeah, right.
So I go to the Goodwill in town, and these girls who are like 17 to 18 years old that are working there are wearing the shit that like the girls were wearing back in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what?
Fashion makes rounds. Fashion makes
does.
rounds. Yeah.
It does, but
Are
I
we
was
gonna
like,
be
holy
wearing like, was it like the 5 different collared shirts, like of all different colors again?
Right.
Oh,
Ugh,
like
it was so hot.
I'm waiting for crisscross style
Like
to be coming back again,
temperature
wearing shit
hot.
backwards.
listen, I'm wearing my fucking Bugs Bunny and Tasmanian Devil shirt backwards already. Fuck that.
Oh, God.
Some of the trying to rock, but they can't rock like this. No, some of the trying to rock, but they can't rock like this. Yo. All right, folks.
Yeah.
With that, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you that stopped by today.
Yes, and notice we had a pretty decent amount of viewers. I think up to like 10 or 12 on Rumble. So we're trying to still keep catching up on there. And we are at Biz Party Podcast on Twitter. So if you do have Twitter and you're still listening, please go follow us on there, because we eventually want to get to the 500 follow mark and start being able to somewhat be monetized on there. Because like really, I think shit just kind of falls through the cracks video wise and shit if we're doing that. So we talk about whatever we want on there so far. We've never gotten a strike on there. Have gotten them on YouTube. So yeah, Biz Party Podcast on Twitter. Follow us there.
Visit our merch shop also. Business Party Podcast merch
And
shop.
I'm gonna be redoing some things. A couple of shirts came out weird. I'm gonna be doing some new stuff. But yes, go. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're not making anything. It's just basically just helping us advertise. That's all it is. We just want to get our name out there. We just, we're trying to make nice products for you guys. Biz does an amazing job at making these designs. So please, like I said, we're making pennies on the dollar on this.
Yeah, really, it's
not
just
even pennies. We're making pennies on the $10 on this stuff.
Really, it's to get the name out there. You wear the shit, people see it, they ask you about it, and share the show too, please, if you can.
Yes, and you can find me just find me on my TikTok at Midwest Trouble. Troublemaker Davey on TikTok, and there's a link tree in there for all our social media stuff, especially our Twitter account, Business Party Podcast. But yeah, Mama J.
You can just find me on Twitter at Suburban Mama 1. That's Suburban Mama, the number 1, and Mama MOMMA. I don't know why they spell it like 2 different ways. MAMA. MOMMA.
I don't know. I would do MOMMA.
Yeah.
The other way is like
it
Mama.
might be a regional thing.
Probably is.
No. Anyway.
But
we'll unpack that at another time.
Yeah, we'll unpack that another time. But beyond that, join us again next week. We might start doing Tuesdays again. Just depends on how things are going. We're all kind of getting back into the swing of stuff. And like we said, solid Wednesdays, though, at least. And any guests or anything you guys want to possibly have on, throw in the comments, stuff like that. If one of our videos, tag them in a video, be like, you need to be on these guys' podcast, all that stuff, blah, blah. But until then, we will see you next.
Or you can just email us at businesspartynetwork@gmail.com. If you want, if you have any suggestions.
Thank you, Dave Bondy, for coming and hanging with us.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you very much.
We'll have you on again soon, sir.
Yes, absolutely. And on that note, fuck the moon. We're going to Uranus.
Woo!
Love y'all. Have a good night.
Peace.